Hey, it's Marco here from Splitfire, and today we got a couple 4000 series high flows we're gonna play with. So a couple weeks ago, I was at the International Firewood Expo and I had a great time. It always surprises me how many of you guys come out and say hi, which I really appreciate. You get a ton of happy customers and it's what makes me love my job. So appreciate you guys. And Mr. Chris from In the Woodyard dropped off his 4413. He was running for a while. And you know, in all honesty, I hadn't run a high flow machine for probably 4 or 5 months. And you really forget how quick one of these machines are, especially if you're a one-man operation. Man, these things move a ton of wood. So I was splitting with it at the show a little bit, and I always surprise myself with how quick these are. So I got 2 of them today. I got a 4213 and a 4413. This one's got an 8-inch lift, so it's a little higher, almost too tall for me depending on how big a wood I'm splitting. But I got a regular height 4213 30-inch stroke, which we're gonna play with as well. So both these machines are for sale. So if you want demo pricing on a high flow, give Dylan at the office a call and he can give you the hookup on either one of these machines. But I got some bigger wood here. I used my Bucket XL for the first time in a little while, and again, it's such a simple tool that works. I love it. So let's go ahead, split some wood, have some fun, and you'll see how quick and efficient these bigger machines are. So here we have our 4213. Now this is a 30-inch stroke, 6 inches longer than normal because our normal's 24. But you know, people are always asking us, especially on bigger high flow machines, like what height should I get my machine? I'm 6'1", and you know, if I was splitting, I got some 28-inch, 30-inch rounds here, but if I was splitting 30s, 36s, the odd 40, I would probably prefer at this height. You can see I can still run the handle, you know, relatively smoothly, and I'm not super bent over. But if I was always splitting big stuff and it was getting up here, you know, I'm trying to hold it and move it around. I want to have that leverage on top. So this height for me, for specifically big stuff, is what I like. Now, if I was using a 4-way machine on some of the smaller stuff, I'd want it higher. I'd probably want a 4-inch lift for sure. So again, the lift doesn't just depend on how tall you are as a person. It also depends on what you're splitting size-wise as well. Let's get it fired up. Let's split some wood. And so while this warms up, the options we have on this unit, we have hydraulic log lifter, must have on a big machine. This is a regular height machine, but with a big wheel kit. So we want the bigger wheels, but at the regular height. So we called it a regular height big wheel kit. High flow kit, of course. So that's the bigger motor, bigger pump, all the high flow fittings and lines. We also have a 24-inch nose extension, which you can see has got quick pins on it, just laying on the ground here because I don't want to have to walk around that every time. And on a heavier machine, it's sometimes nice to have a swivel jack, which we have on this machine as well. So a couple nice options to make it super useful, and yeah, all around great machine. Now if you were splitting a lot of gnarly stuff like this, a lot of knots, crotches, the 4213 is definitely the better option, right? We got a little bit of a narrower wedge. It's got a step in it, so it's gonna crunch through this stuff without a problem. But if you're doing a lot of, you know, 16-inch, 20-inch stuff consistently, the 4413 with the interchangeable wedge is really useful because you can just hit that 16-inch wood, single pass, you got 4 pieces, and that's pretty efficient. That's a 30-inch stroke, so it's moving. And just keep in mind, if you're looking at a long stroke machine, if you're not using the 30-inch, you know, regularly, like the length of that stroke, don't get the longer stroke. You're paying more for the machine, but each cycle you're having to waste that time if you're not using that stroke length for, let's say, boiler wood or the bigger stuff that you consistently see. It's so wet. That's why a lifter is so important. It's not gonna fall on the ground, push it over, and work with the stuff on your side. I got my eye on this really big knot here. Let me take the saw, cut a slice off that and split it for a second. Now typically on this bigger stuff, I love splitting it on the extension stroke, not the return stroke. Uh-oh. You put gas in this thing? Oh, easy. By the way, I love these fuel tanks. Use these tanks for my dirt bikes, and especially for the V's, the long hose makes it super easy to fill them up. So you won't see me with a conventional fuel tank very often, put it that way. Sometimes people ask us, well, why is the shelf so small on the side? You know, for certain customers, we have put a really wide shelf on. The problem is that instead of standing right up against the machine, where it's easy and it's safe, you're gonna stand like, let's say you put a 12 or 14-inch shelf here. You're gonna be doing this all day. I'm good. I prefer to stand like this all day. Working like this, much easier. Much more ergonomic. This thing reminds me of a 2265. Similar speed, just way more power. So on the bigger stuff, if I had a lot of gnarly, bigger stuff, this would absolutely be my choice of the machine. You can't beat it. But let's go to the 44, see how that works. All right, so this unit has a couple different options, right? So it comes with both two-way and a four-way. And these are interchangeable in a matter of, what, 3-4 seconds? Very easy. 8-inch lift, 13-inch tire. So when I'm standing beside this, you know, if I'm doing my 18s, 16s, come for working height, I'll do a bigger piece on here and you'll see how tall it is to my neck, chin, forehead height. So if I was doing bigger stuff, probably wouldn't get it this high, but an 8-inch lift does service purposes, especially if you're like 6'4", 6'5". It's fantastic. Swivel jack, of course, it's a heavier machine, which is really nice. And we have some lights on it, which typically Canadian spec. Other than that, of course, we got our hydraulic lift. And because we have an 8-inch lift, the log lifter is also 8 inches longer to account for the lift. So a little bit of a longer lifter, which is also really nice too. Let's go on, split some wood. I'm going to throw the four-way on for a bunch of stuff, and you'll see how efficient the four-way is for certain types of wood. Ready, steady? See, so for something like that, pretty efficient. Now, cool thing is, because the machine almost weighs 1,200 pounds, I don't gotta worry about it flipping over. I can fill this lifter, I don't know, probably 300 pounds of wood, 350, and it's good and stable, no concerns. Don't worry about these chunks down there, just leave them where they are. Grab the next piece, toss it in there. As it traverses back, then go ahead and grab it. So that's the 4-way. Now if you got stuff 20 inches and under, you can slap it on it, you can whack through it, and if it's fairly straight grained, you get really decent wood. You know, nice even chunks. A lot of this stuff here is a little gnarly, but it has the power to crunch through it if it's gnarly as well too. So let's throw the 2-way on, let's split some big stuff. See the height? If I was putting a chunk of 36, a little high for me. Now, you could say, hey, I got it in quarters. You could easily take the 2-way off, put the 4-way back on. Fairly straight grain wood, so why not? There you go. So with that quick change 2-way and 4-way, you got really big chunks, quarter it, pull the 4-way on and just slice it really quickly. It's pretty efficient. This one's got a nice knot in it, so I'll probably keep the 2-way on because the 4-way will split this, but it's just gonna shred it to smithereens. My new cat house. Yep. $100 if I did. Won't do it for free. All right, let's clean this workstation up a little bit. Even gnarly with a two-way wedge. So that's a 4413, and man, it works really good. If you got the straighter grain stuff, the 4-way is a huge advantage. The speed and power of a high flow series on a 4000 is absolutely fantastic. Now, if you're interested in these machines, either the 42 or the 44, give us a call at the office, talk to Dylan, and you can see what kind of good deal you can squeeze out of them. If you want to see more details, head to split-fire.com on both the 42 or the 44, and you can see all the pricing and the options, all that good stuff is right there. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. We appreciate a subscribe. And in the comments below, let me know how much would it take for you to eat a grub. Have a good one.